bagani. Wo wo bomb tam Jim. Never a mogamo. Nora with kum. They wanna get on for yengas. But on a corona. Gana take a kuruchi for a chew. Another dumpton for a chai. I don't kuruchi, but you know one's off. As a chain a G for no chew, Yanganyot. The jackal so bad born, when you not chenga, so born a chair. That I wears in the bar wrong woo up a shut a butt. But you know one's up a dan and a ne. That I Jamaica butt. I'm a no but even Bagani. Jirabaton Lorona one's off. Yeah, Corona, Corona, eh. I wanna go to Sgao. I wanna go to Barasga. I wanna go for Chibarmijimo. Yes, I could talk with a wow. I wanna go to Sgao. I wanna go to Barasga. The Chibarmijimo. Yes, I could talk with a wow. I want me, you know, cow bomb down to bomb mango, bob pear, fever grass, Zangam new tear, but no for another gym. Bena Kubra, the Kamlanji gym news on one's off. Away, as a full kakaya away. I come to the tree. Boko way number one. Tell a woman that you kagune, once a word. If you should offer your house, you want to see kata, cough, high fever, where enough you control it, do you? Just start going for hospital. Don't wait me drunk before you want go. Bagade Koreji. Bagatu Kuruchu to Subaga Majiba and a chef for a manim Nachanga that I wear to the Baranongo Corona, Noro Corona, Corona to Noro Corona, Corona to Noro Corona. International for Banks Foundation, His Royal Highness Professor Bacham, or never Jim Jim, when I never knew the Chiringa Bank, Namia Cannon, that a bong of Cherita, but for the ball, Susan to the weary never. I know.
Mama, I beg you, make it all you cry. Oh, 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 oh. no. Yololo, oh, oh. Me I no go retire. Me no go retire. Easy from me I no go resign. No. Me no go resign. If you see me I dey work, I dey cry for road today. No ask me, now the sorrow I dey go through. Yeah. Oh, if you see me I dey work, I dey cry for road today. No ask me, now the sorrow I dey go through. Yeah. Yololo, yeah. I saw it every day and night. I say this worry, now the sorrow they pass through. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, mama and shoot, picking they shoot. I waiting them do me and oh no. Papa got a day open to make you rescue me. Yeah. Jabo go me and a gonna wave and open the suit. Yeah. Me I no go retire. Yellow booty, pussy from me, I no go resign, no. No go resign. Mama, I beg you make it all the cry. Oh, lo, lo, oh, oh, oh. For the thing that they do for one land, oh. Ooh, because our country has turned into fire. Yellow, lo, lo, baby. Babylon, they won't make we follow. Ooh, yeah. For my land, I will never retire. Oh, lo, lo. I will never resign, no. Me I no go retire. Me no go retire. Easy from me I no go resign, no. Me no go resign.
Government and I graveyard. For my pain I'm mutual. Population no plenty, yo. But they couldn't done plenty. Tell me how mama they no go cry, no. Oh, 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 oh. But belly they take our life, oh. Ooh, yeah. Them they want to own our land, oh. Yeah, yeah. For my land I will never retire, no. Ooh, yeah, me I no go retire. Yeah, yeah. Just from me I no go surrender. Ooh, look how you call me refugee. Make you no load on me. This thing no start for me, and I suggest you no go end for me. Yele, you call me refugee, like you no look at me. This thing no start for me. Hiding in the bushes like fugitives, running from the cradle of her father, dwelling as refugees in a foreign land. Because of the killings and heavy bloodshed, the land is cursed and unsafe. Young men being slaughtered, children brutally killed, pregnant women burnt alive, old men tortured to death. Torture is hard for us to bear it anymore, to see men dying like fowls every day, to see children wiped out like mist in the wind. People going on the rails like pilgrims on pilgrimage. Oh, we pray for the peace of our nation. Father, forgive our sins and heal our land, we pray.
pray and seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways. Then will I hear from heaven, and I will forgive their sins. Young men being slaughtered, children brutally killed, pregnant women burnt alive, old men tortured to death. Oh, child, it's hard for us to bear it anymore. To see men dying like fowls every day. To see children wiped out like mist in the wind. People going down the graves like pilgrims on pilgrimage. Oh, child, we pray for the peace of our nation. Father, forgive our sins and heal our land, we pray. The children are crying.
the heat. You must let my people go, so we can rule from Cape to Cairo. You must free my people's hands, so we can rule our purpose land. I wanna know who owns the land. Who wanna know who owns the land? Okay, now listen carefully. Chinese are ruling the Chinese land. Japan is ruled by Japanese. England is governed by Englishmen. America is governed by Americans. So, Africa must be ruled by Africans. I wanna know who owns the land. We must rule from Cape to Cairo. We must rule our purpose land. I say, we wanna know who owns the land. I wanna know who owns the land. Aslan, hey, Papa Aslan, Papa Aslan, Papa Aslan. It must be free. Angola want to know who owns the land. Mozambique want to know who owns the land. Namibia want to know who owns the land. I say, someone don't want to know who owns the land. Zimbabwe want to know who owns the land. African freedom fighters want to know who owns the land. Papa Slam. Now listen to the history. We've been here since creation. We've been here since creation. What else do I know? Since the time of sun and sand. Since the time of moon and stars. Since the time of air and sea. Since the time of men and things. We must rule from Cape to Cairo. I said, we must rule our purpose land. Purpose land. Oh! Okay now. Now I want to talk to my people. Ira Daniela, oh, I will know. Yeah, Ira Daniela, oh, I will know. Now we are the crossroad. On the Pemo, Lambilla. Bill Sarova Daneta. On the Pemo, Lambilla. Opalimu Yagara Baba. Yeah, Opalimu Jasu Yaraka. Opalimu Zizanya Vekoye. Omnije, omnije, ojemelo dem na bogise, ofeni mojemelo dem na bogiso. Baba,
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Ambazonians. It's a privilege to come to you today, and always it has been a privilege. Today we got very, very exciting things to talk about as I come to you today. Please stay tuned and do not move. I will be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I always consider it a privilege to come to you with updates on this revolution, the war that was brought upon us by French Cameroon Paul Biya. I want to believe that you all had a wonderful, exciting weekend out there, especially those of you from Ngo Ketunjia, who did a marvelous job yesterday at the Ngo Ketunjia War Drive. I'm going to come to that. But also I want to believe that for you, those of you in Ground Zero, I know things are tough, the ground is difficult, and La République du Cameroon continues to come against all of you. But I want to believe that in spite of that, you protected yourself, you stayed home, you stayed away from the corona, and you had fun with family. Apart from the places that we learn are under attack, like in Bamenda, in Bafut, in the Kumbo, and other communities we learn were attacked by French Cameroon forces. We also want to believe that all of you out there in Europe, in Canada, in Latin America, and the continent USA, you are having a wonderful day out there. And of course, we had a wonderful weekend also. I come to you with a very exciting program today. Unfortunately, our guest will not be here with me today. I shall be coming to that a little later, but we have very important, exciting things to talk about today. Please go ahead and hit your share button, invite others, let them join the broadcast. It is going to be as exciting as usual. Please go ahead, hit your share button, give me 700 people, and the moment you do that, I come to you, I bring you the presentation proper. But while you do that, let me see who is joining me here. Mirara Ofon, watching live from the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. That is awesome. Mickey Chechuma watching. TT, I see you. Say please share. Steve Dove, yes sir, I thought as well that he will not appear. I'm coming to that. Felicia Info, I see you, ma'am. I also see the Iceman. I see Ambazonia Stefan, always present, and Hope Ashu, More Manu, Billy Bones. Keep on hitting your share button. Ladies and gentlemen, we're almost hitting 500 now. Ground Zero is waiting and watching and hoping that you quickly hit your share button for me to bring you very important information. I shall be talking about the 20th May lockdown, which began today. It began today on Ground Zero, and I am very, very happy with the news, that we are getting from Ground Zero. Boya was dead. Bamenda was dead. I don't know about other cities and towns yet, but I believe today in the phone calls we'll get from Ground Zero. I want to hear from Ground Zero. I want to take quite a number of phone calls from Ground Zero especially. So we're going to know, but so far the news is looking really, really good. Some have been wondering why we had to impose a shutdown in spite of the fact that French Cameroon cancelled 1st of May, May 1st, which was Labor Day, and May 20th, that's supposed to be the so-called National Day. I'm going to come to that. I shall also be talking about the war draft, what lies ahead. And also very, very important, I shall be talking about a conclave. The National Ambazonia National Security Council held a conclave, a big conclave, ladies and gentlemen, over the week. I'm not going to be bringing you details of that. Those are security issues, but I'll just bring you a little summary of what lies ahead coming out of that meeting. Then I shall also be talking about giving you some updates about Shufai Blaise, who was moved from Kondenge to the hospital, and a few other things, and then your phone calls, God willing. So please go ahead, hit your share button as you join. Invite others to join the broadcast. I see Kumba, LGA, always present on this platform, and Brownie Eric, of course, always present here. Momo County, yes, we can. That is for your own draft, I guess. I see also Tawo 55. Thank you for joining the broadcast, sir. Please go ahead, hit your share button. I see Davy Daniel. Happy to see you, Secretary. Thank you, Danny. Amba water. He says, the evening is pregnant. He says. All right, wonderful. That is good to know the excitement in you. I see Best Man, that is his name. Gladys, I see you, and that is my own sister there. All right, Tem Ben Kumbam, okay. Nkafu Bog, I see you. Mume Ndaga, okay. Eric Wicom, yes, Secretary Chris, we are. I miss the other part of it. More a jagam, more. Now, what is the meaning of more in Manu? Does it mean chief? Does it mean what does it mean? Somebody let me know. I've seen people with those titles. Peter Mola, I see you, sir. Hit your share button in less than 100 people to go. Hit your share button as you join. Remember, we are on ABC, Amba Television. Amba owns voice. Let us get people on the platform. Wow, the numbers are jumping up like crazy. All right, please, if you are just joining, go ahead and hit that share button. If you are just joining, you go ahead and hit that share button. Caroline Mala, I see you, ma'am. Thanks for joining. Ngashu Vetzekov. Now, that is a Russian man in Kumbo with a Russian name. Vetzekov. Sounds Russian, right? I'd always thought the people from Kumbo migrated from Russia. You find all the Vetzenyu and Berenyu and Vetzekov. All right. Eliza Ajims, I see you too. John Ire, I see you, sir. I see Johnny, Justy, Operation Burn All Officers, what? I missed the other part of that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining the broadcast again. Today, Want you to know the state of a revolution cannot be stronger. It cannot be stronger. The state of the revolution cannot be stronger. Before I take you into the real issues of the day, I just like to take you to some updates coming in from Bafut and other parts of Ambazonia, of course. Other parts of Ambazonia, of course. Okay, in Lazana, watching live from Cape Town. God bless you, Secretary Chris. All right, I just happened to fall on your post here on WhatsApp. All right, another one says, good way, watching from Kumba too. Okay, greeting to you, sir. Wonderful. Thank you guys for joining from Cape Town. I'd like to know how Ghost Town shutdown looked like today in Kumba. Put the photos out there, send a message to me. Let me know how shutdown looked like in Kumba today. Let me get to this message from Bafut. Let me get to this message from Bafut, which is coming from Bafut LGA. Bafut LGA. Let me get that. All right, I got this short message sent to me from the Bafut LGA security team. It says, Ambazonians, yesterday, the 17th of May, La République du Cameroon terrorist soldiers entered Bafut with six armored cars and headed to Manqui, apparently to meet the Black-Leg Chief. Whoever is a Black-Leg Chief in Bafut, I guess everybody in Bafut knows who the chief is, but it says 6 armored cars of French Cameroon terrorist soldiers were headed for Bafut yesterday, Sunday, the 17th of May, and were headed towards the direction of this chief. When the first armored car was hit by a port, they quickly made a U-turn and went back into the city of Bamenda. In just about 3 hours, in other words, after about 3 hours, they turned back. They returned to Bafut and headed again towards Manqui, the same direction they had left previously. Their numbers were about doubled. Their numbers this time were doubled. When another port hit the first car, the first armored car, I like this story. When the port hit the first armored car in the second batch, they stopped there and went back for good. They stopped there and went back, never showed back up, at least for yesterday. The pools of blood at the scene is a clear indication of casualties. The pools of blood at the scene is a full indication of casualties. Numbers not available. Numbers of casualties not available at the moment. That is what happened in Bafut yesterday. And we learned that last night as they retreated from Bafut, precisely at Intarekun, shootings could be heard all over Intarekun. People had to go under their bed to avoid any stray bullet hitting them. In the BLM, I think that was on Thursday or so, we also learned that three trucks loaded with, I think there were four 4 trucks loaded with French Cameroon terrorist army were shattered, destroyed, some caught fire at the release, at the trigger of Le Fancy. We also learned that there were lots of casualties at that scene. And ladies and gentlemen, that is what is going on. In Kumbo, I think was it yesterday or today, we warriors send French Cameroon terrorist soldiers, ladies and gentlemen, running for their lives after, I think about 10 of them were learned were killed by the Ambazonian Restoration Forces. This news is very, very important. These developments are very, very important, very, very critical, and we must put them into perspective. Because there are so many out there who are trying to convince Ambazonians that we are losing the war. We are losing the war. That the boys are no longer fighting. Please listen to me carefully. We are not losing the war. We will never lose the war. Never. We will never lose the war. Never. So, what happened in Bafut, what happened in Kumbo, what happened in Lebialem will continue to repeat itself. It will continue to repeat itself. Ambazonian forces are now more prepared, more than ever before to face French Cameroon. I'm going to come back to this in the course of this broadcast. But before I get to my important items of the day, I just want to remind you we got news of Comrade Shufai in Kondenge moved to the military hospital in Yaoundé for some symptoms of coronavirus that manifested upon him. He had been sick, we learned, for over a week and would not be taken to the hospital. I guess the guards and the medical doctors within that Kondenge community did not take him seriously. They kept him in there, and when he was taken out of Kondenge, he barely could stand on his own feet. He barely could stand on his own feet. So he was rushed to the military hospital, we learn, in Yaoundé. And according to information we gather coming from the family, he is responding. He is responding to treatment. However, he is still there at intensive care in the military hospital in Yaoundé. We are hoping that Comrade Shufai will come out of that place completely healed, and nothing bad would befall his family. That is our hopes. And we send out this news to let the Republic of Cameroon know we are following up every development in Kondenge. We know who is sick there. We know who has been abandoned there. We know who is rejected there. We know who is not being attended to there. We know that hundreds of them, are sick in there. But they have refused to take them to their military hospital. They think the boys are pretending, and they will not take them to the hospital. We are taking note, and the international community is also taking note. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know, we have sources, we have people, we have communities, we have leaders, international leaders, where we forward all this information that we bring to you. It doesn't end among us. We're not talking to ourselves. We'll make sure the information gets to people and powers that matter. So we are following up every development in Kondenge. We are following up every development in Kondenge. We are well informed by the minute of everything that happened there. Of course, we have also learned of a killing. Is it a killing or a Kelenge? Martin, who was moved from Kondenge to Set for whatever reason we do not know. Kellinger Martin has been one of the detainees in SED. We learned that as of today, he was transferred from Kondenge, maximum security prison to SED. Now we know the difference between SED and Kondenge. SED is essentially a torture center, a torture chamber. That is what SED is. I'm telling you this because my own family has been there. My sister has been there. My mother has been there. Of course, Abdul Karim, who comes with whom we speak frequently, has been there. They tell us what goes on in SED. They tell us what goes on in SED. And for somebody to be transferred from Kondenge to SED, it means that person is being transferred there to be tortured. And so we have learned that Kellinger Martin was moved from Kondenge. He is one of us in Kondenge who was picked up because of this conflict and sent to Kondenge. He is now moved to SED, in the torture chamber in French Cameroon. We are taking note, we are following up, and we need the authorities in SED and in French Cameroon at large to know. We are very much aware of what is going on there. We urge you, ladies and gentlemen out there, to pray for Martin. Pray that he will not be killed. Pray that he will withstand every form of torture that they release upon him, they unleash upon him in that torture chamber called SED. So we are following up on that also. Now let me take you to more substantive issues now, as the lawyers would call it. Ladies and gentlemen, last week I came to you announcing a three-day shutdown of Ambazonia, beginning May the 18th, which is today, through Wednesday the 20th. Am I right? Today is 18, Wednesday is 19. Through Wednesday, the 20th. We are shut. Now, some people have asked, why did we have to do a shutdown, a lockdown, when we know that French Cameroon has already called off Labor Day celebrations of May 1st and 20th May of course, 20th May. This is the reason. We are dealing with a fox. French Cameroon authorities are foxes. They never tell you. They never tell you their real intentions. They never release their real intentions. When they announce, for example, that they are calling off 20th May, they are calling off 1st of May, Labor Day celebrations because of a corona. It didn't take 2 days, ladies and gentlemen. It didn't take 2 days. They organized a big rally in the city of Bamenda protesting against ghost towns and the war. It didn't take 2 days. You saw the numbers of Okada guys. You saw the number of soldiers, and people borrowed from Bunda to come down to the Commercial Avenue to stage a protest against ghost town. You saw it. Yet they were busy also announcing that Labor Day celebrations have been cancelled, 20th May celebrations have been cancelled because of the coronavirus. So if we took them seriously for that announcement, how can we then go ahead to also take them seriously when we see them organizing a mammoth rally only days after that announcement? The reason why we decided to shut down, ladies and gentlemen, our territory, all of Ambazonia, is because we know what French Cameroon is able to do. On 20th May, they will bring back the Okada guys. They will bring back their army to dress in civil. They will borrow men and women from Mbunda and from Douala and from Loum to descend on the northern zone and the southern zone to conduct a march past with fake placards showing ENS Bambili, showing CAS Bambili, showing GBHS Bamenda, showing Government Balengua High School Boya, showing Sase, all those things. And they will say, these are Ambazonians. These are Ambazonians celebrating 20th May. We did not want, when I say we, I mean all of us here at the interim government, we did not want to take anything for granted. And that is why we are shutting down Ambazonia in spite of that announcement from French Cameroon. So ladies and gentlemen, that is the reason for this shutdown. This shutdown means you stay home. Yes, you stay home. Just make sure that you have enough food at home. It's not a long one. Today is a regular ghost town day. The shutdown continues tomorrow, Tuesday, and continues on Wednesday, which is the final day, being Wednesday. So on Thursday, you go out and you continue with your business. I have said it again and again and again, ladies and gentlemen, that these moments will keep on coming where we would have to call upon you to sacrifice for this revolution in this way. And this is not the last one. This cannot be the last one, as La République du Cameroon will continue to do everything to make sure that they break our backs and bring this struggle to an end with victory on their side. But I can assure you, we here, we are resolved. We here, we are determined. We here, we are standing strong and standing tall to every effort that French Cameroon wants to implement to sculpture this revolution. We will not allow that to happen. You can take that to the bank. We will not allow that to happen. And by the way, let me speak to you a little bit about 20th May. What is 20th May? They call it the Day of Unity, the celebration of unity. Who says that we have ever been united with French Cameroon? Not at all. Ladies and gentlemen, we have lived a lie for 60 years. 60 years we lived a lie with French Cameroon. Paul Biya said it himself in France. He said all their efforts were to assimilate us. All of their efforts since their so-called independence were to assimilate us. That is why from the Federal Republic of Cameroon, they moved to 1972, 20th May, so-called 1972, they moved to United Republic of Cameroon. How do you unite? How do you say you are united with no articles with no articles to prove that unity? Nothing has been there for the past 60 years to prove that there was ever a united Cameroon in paper and in deed. Nothing has existed like that. And so suddenly we have come to the realization that we cannot continue to be slaves of French Cameroon forever. We were a country of our own. They were a country of their own. We had our boundaries and we still have our boundaries. We had our assembly. We had our House of Chiefs. We had our Prime Minister. They had theirs also. So, when they now say they are celebrating a united Cameroon, what happened to our House of Chiefs, our National Assembly, our police force, our own government in Boya? What happened to it? The only thing that we could celebrate was a federal Cameroon, if indeed it existed. That one too did not exist because nothing bound us together. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I'm saying this to you to say 20th May is dead and buried in Ambazonia. It is never coming back. It will never come back. We are gone. We are gone. and we are gone for good. So we are urging you, everyone out there, to please stay indoors, observe 20th May shutdown. Observe 20th May shutdown until Wednesday. Wednesday will be the last day. Thursday, you go out for regular business. And the war continues. Now, coming back to the subject of Amba War Drive. Amba War Drive. We had a wonderful drive yesterday with Ketunjia County with over $85,000. $85,000 raised within 2 hours. Within 2 hours, the people of Ketunjia raised over $85,000 to support the war, to sponsor the war in their own county. Now, many people say the war is dead. We hope that these funds being raised are sending a message to French Cameroon. Ambazonians, if there is any message, the message is that Ambazonians are ready. Now remember, this war draft we are doing is only for this year, which means by this time next year, if French Cameroon fails to come to the table and there is no ceasefire, there will be another war drive. There will be another war drive. And the message this should send to French Cameroon is that Ambazonians are resolved and determined. If this war would have to go on for the next 40 years, we will draft. Ambazonians will draft for the next 40 years until we get a free and independent Federal Republic of Ambazonia, until our flag is permanently hosted in Boya. So that is a message that we are sending, that Ambazonians, Ketunjia people, Manu people, Bui people are sending to French Cameroon, that we will not get tired. We will not get tired. Every dime that is needed for the execution of this war, Ambazonians will provide it. And let me speak to you, some Ambazonians who are thinking that this war is getting over with all these, I don't even want to call them defectors, because I doubt whether they ever belonged in the first place. All these guys who are running away to La Republique to Cameroon and then running back and calling themselves peacemakers. I don't know whether they ever belonged in the first place. These were guys who came into this revolution just to make money. They came into the revolution to get rich. They thought the revolution would be over soon. Maybe they will get some titles, they will get some positions, or maybe they will get some contracts. Maybe they will get rich very, very quickly. It hasn't happened. And we see them changing sides. They now call, some now call themselves peace ambassadors. Peace ambassadors. Ladies and gentlemen, they are rooks. They are rooks. I don't for one think they have ever been part of us. They were in here with an agenda. The agenda has now been discovered, and they have been discovered too. You know, let me put it this way too. There is a sieve train, ladies and gentlemen. There is a sieve train that is going on. Not every leader that you find out here will take Ambazonia to Boya. No, it will never happen that way. Only the resilient and only the serious ones, those who have this country, Ambazonia at heart, will persevere to the end. And those are the people we call leaders. Because listen, I hear some people tell me, do you know how long I have been in this struggle? Do you know how long we started? Do you know when we were at AAC1, where were you? When we sponsored the United Nations, where were you? When we did this and did that, where were you? They call you JJ, just come, right? Ladies and gentlemen, let me assure you, it is not where you started that matters. It is not how you started that matters. It is not even where you are today that matters. It is where you end and how you end it. Yes, it is where you end and how you end it. That is the message. And so, we want Ambazonians to know. We want Ambazonians to know. Not every leader will take you to Boya. Not everyone who calls himself a leader will take you to Boya. What matters is who gets to Boya, who takes you to Boya, not who is fighting. Don't even look at me as, no, until we get to Boya. That's what I mean. Look at everybody with suspicion as a sellout. Until that person gets you to Boya, because we now beginning to realize people we thought were with us. People we thought were with us are now dining on the same side of the table with French Cameroon and begging for apology, flashing cars and flashing new dresses and talking the language you never would expect from them. But I can assure you, if it means the minority of Ambazonians, that minority will take you to Boya. And in this struggle, we realize that only that minority is putting out that money, but they are putting out the money. Ngoketunja did an awesome job yesterday. Manu did an awesome job. Bui did an awesome job. We have Coupe Manenguba coming up this weekend. And ladies and gentlemen, we're inviting you to support Coupe Manenguba. In fact, this is very, very important. What we have learned that French Cameroon administration has put guns into the hands of some chiefs in Coupe Manenguba, and they are handing those guns into the hands of some youths in that community to use in going after our legitimate Ambazonia restoration forces. We want to send a message to every chief in Coupe Manenguba who will not fraternize with the boys on the ground who are putting their own lives on the line to defend that county. You stand with French Cameroon. If you are found to be on the side of French Cameroon, talk less of taking ammunition, guns from French Cameroon to use in killing your people. In fact, we learned that some restoration forces were picked up and their hands chopped up by some chiefs in Coupe Manenguba. I can assure those chiefs, we know them, we know their abbots. They will come. The same boys you attempted to kill, they will come after you, and your life will be very, very miserable in Coupe Manenguba. So ladies and gentlemen, Coupe Manenguba is coming up. It is one of those counties that really don't have the support that others have, and I want to specially appeal to you, come out at the weekend. I think that will be Sunday. Come out at the weekend. Let's stand with Coupe Manenguba. Let's support those boys who are making the lives of French Cameroon soldiers in Coupe Manenguba very, very miserable. That will be Sunday. And so, ladies and gentlemen, the war draft goes on. The war draft goes on. Again, the message French Cameroon should know is, we have not started the war yet, and that takes me to my main subject for the day. The interim government and the state of the struggle. The interim government and the state of the struggle. Last week, ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Federal Republic, Dr. Samuel Ekome Sako, held a very, very important meeting, security meeting, with Ambazonia National Security Council. The goal of that meeting was to assess the progress, the activities of the NSC on ground zero. The conclave held for the whole day, the entire day. It was meant only for the security chiefs of Ambazonia. And rising from that meeting, now it is important you note that the national security chiefs of Ambazonia, they are all representatives of all the counties and the LGAs in Ambazonia. All the 13 counties and the LGAs represented. And so they had a day-long meeting with the president to discuss the way forward. They came out with some resolutions. I cannot read them to you. I cannot bring them to you because those are classified issues. But if they came out with any message, the message is what you find on your screen. The message is what you find on your screen. Re-war is only about to begin. You will recall that it was French Cameroon who waged war against us. We did not wage war against French Cameroon. We have been defending ourselves all this while. But going forward, we will not only defend ourselves, we will go after French Cameroon interests very, very viciously. And I mean very, very viciously. We are aware that French Cameroon has been carrying out some offensive all over our territory. And they see some of our towns and cities and counties have been a little bit quiet, too quiet for our liking. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as I come to you, I can assure you, things will never be the same again. The Ambazonian National Security Council met at the weekend, and they are resolved on taking the war to another level. The war is only about to begin. In the coming days or weeks and months, you will see a change in the atmosphere, a change in the way the war is prosecuted. And by this, I am advising Ambazonians who are still fighting for French Cameroon, Ambazonian soldiers who are still fighting for French Cameroon. Sirs, you are fighting an unwinnable battle. You are fighting an unwinnable war. We are appealing to you, lay down your arms. Lay down your arms. Do not die for nothing. Do not die fighting for somebody's own country. Lay down your arms. Look for a way. Be brave and behave like some of your friends who have already deserted the French Cameroon army. You don't want to die for nothing. Die fighting for some old people sitting in Yaoundé. If you love your life, and if you're a family person, and your son, your daughter, your brother, your uncle is fighting in the French Cameroon army, listen to my appeal to you today. Ask your brothers, ask your uncles, ask your cousins, your nephews who are fighting, still fighting, Ambazonians still fighting in the French Cameroon army. Ask them to leave. Ask them to desert. This phase of the war is going to be brutal. Yes, very, very brutal. You heard me right. This phase of the war is going to be very, very brutal. And for those of you black legs out there on ground zero, we encourage you to give up on that, because it will be no mercy for any black leg that is caught out there betraying our Ambazonian restoration forces or betraying any one of the proponents of Ambazonian independence. Any black leg that is caught, any black leg caught out there will pay for his deeds. Again, ladies and gentlemen, this war is only about to start. I can promise you, look at me eyeball to eyeball, I can promise you Ambazonia is now about declaring war on French Cameroon. French Cameroon has thought all along they are going to beat us, kill us all, decimate our cities and our towns and villages, and then we will run kneeling on their feet and begging them to forgive us. We have promised them that if it means 40 years, we will prosecute this war for those 40 years. But French Cameroon can call it short. Yes, they can make it shorter by calling for a truce, calling for a ceasefire, and getting on the negotiation table. Should they do that, we will listen to them. Maybe call for a break while we sit on the table. But until that happens, we are not, ladies and gentlemen, going to lay down a single arm. We are not going to lay down a single arm. We can only increase our arms. And talking about unity and collaboration, as I found one of these so-called rook generals making an appeal out there the other day. Ladies and gentlemen, we are not very foolish, very stupid to hear a rook go out there, call for unity or call for collaboration, and we say, yeah, finally they are listening. They are not listening. They are not repentant. Not at all. They've never been remorseful. Any call for collaboration, for unity, should come from the leadership of every organization. That is what it is. If Cho Ayaba wants collaboration, he shouldn't go through his rook fighter on the ground. It should start from him. He is called CIC, Commander-in-Chief. What does that mean? It means he commands everything in that organization. So we will not sit here and listen to the words of a rook soldier, a rapist, a murderer on the ground, telling people to come and collaborate with him. We are still looking for that young man. I sent this message to him. We are still looking for him. The people killed in Guzang must be accounted for. The soldier he buried live in Guzang must be accounted for. The people killed in Kugwe must be accounted for. The people killed in Bui must be accounted for. Until these things are accounted for, that young man will remain the most wanted rogue soldier out there. That's the message we want him to know, that we are still looking for him. Forget about your apology if he was one. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the state of the revolution. I am sorry I could not bring you Dieudonné Esomba today. We try reaching him, we call him, and it appears that something was going on in his house. He said you couldn't talk, we could hear a lot. Something was going on there, so I guess it was an emergency and he couldn't make it. But we're going to get back to him. We will have that interview one of these days. I will be coming to you a number of times during the week because there is so much to talk about. For now, I will open the phone lines. I will open the phone lines for those of you on Ground Zero to call. Let me know what is going on with the shutdown. One thing I forgot to mention, ladies and gentlemen, is this is also the period of economic sabotage. Economic sabotage. Economic sabotage. Everybody on Ground Zero must become a soldier. Everybody must become a soldier. Every institution of French Cameroon must be targeted, which means whatever you can do to push this revolution, to push this struggle to the next level, to the level where a lot of people to Cameroon comes and bow to the negotiation table, you have to engage in it. We don't want to see timber going to Douala. And it doesn't have to take the Ambazonian Restoration Forces for timber to be stopped. As an individual, you can do something. All those tankers carrying gasoline to Douala from Victoria, that too must come to an end. We have stifled the CDC. We have stifled the Sonora. And these other corporations must be completely brought down. They must be completely brought down. Every economic activity, brasseries, is still a big target, ladies and gentlemen. Every French Cameroonian business, whether owned by the state, owned by their supporters, must be brought down. We must deprive them of every dime that goes to pay them to keep on sponsoring this war, killing our people by the day. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, the phone lines are open. Go ahead and call. The phone lines are open. I will take your call, especially those of you on Ground Zero. Go ahead and hit yours. Go ahead and call. Unfortunately, I don't know whether I have the phone number on the screen, but lots of you out there have the phone number. Let me see who is calling here. Hello. 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 All right. That caller is gone. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me get the first caller here. Hello.
Hello, good evening, Secretary Chris.
Good evening, sir. May I know where you're calling from, please?
Yeah, this is Mr. Enes calling from Finland.
Thank you for calling, sir. What is your contribution?
Okay, I just wish to know why is it that I've not been seeing your assistant, Coco Blinks, really active in the struggle. It's like you are working so much. I don't think concerning her position is not something that she has to be working from behind. She has to come. She has to come as well, organize other things, as you are doing, because you are overworking yourself. She has to come. If it is not capable of doing it, they should put someone.
Thank you for the concerns. You know, those are administrative things that cannot be discussed live, right?
Okay.
But your concerns are gotten, and of course the right people are listening to you. Thanks for the call. All right. Let me get the next caller. Hello, sir, Mr. Ucheba.
Good afternoon, Secretary Chris. This is Uchiba Nelson calling from Los Angeles. I want to extend my sincere greetings to everybody on Ground Zero. I just have one thing here to let everybody on Ground Zero to understand. I am so upset with the fact that we've been marching the whole world looking for somebody to help us, and we found Switzerland. And we believe in Switzerland. If you do not believe in the Swiss talks, please, can you stop criticizing it? Go forward and look for wherever you want to believe in and bring it forward to the Amazonian people. Those who endorse La Republique Special National Dialogue for a special status, they don't need to lecture us on the Swiss talks. Live in it, we love it, and we want to go to Switzerland. Why is Paul Biya refusing to come to Switzerland? Because he understands that the outcome is going to be negative on his part. So can these people stop this thing? You don't believe in Swiss talks, go and look for wherever you believe. You go to Russia, you go to China, to go to wherever you believe in the Swiss talk. Come to the Swiss talk. The ACT team is there, and we are supporting them. And those who also believe that, they think that we are giving money for the draft. Ground Zero has drafted herself for more than 4 years through lockdown, ghost town, and everything. We are drafting ourselves now, $1,000 each, and we're going to continue like that. Do not come here and tell us not to give money to the interim government. We have a list of 23 things that interim government has achieved. They are giving us accountability and whatsoever. So nobody should force me to give my money to a specific bank. If you are not giving accountability, you are not doing anything. You
All
are
right.
accountable to
Yeah.
whatever thing you do.
Hold on a second. That's a very important point you raised there about people giving money to some so-called bank or so-called different organizations. Bo Herbert made a very, very good point here, I think about a week ago, talking about accountability. We have about 10 or more than 10 different organizations that are said to be fighting in this struggle. Of all those organizations, only the interim government has subjected itself to an audit. Only the interim government is explaining to Ambazonians how the money they receive, they collect, is being used. So I don't understand. When anybody, any Ambazonian who really wants us to believe they are fighting for this war, would go out and put money into holes in which they never get accountability. And these same organizations are the one causing all the confusion, all the kidnapping, all the ransom takings that we see going on Ground Zero. How can Ambazonians be this stupid? Pardon me, but that's exactly what the people contributing to those organizations are doing. So thank you for raising that point, UN. As far as the Swiss talk, as far as the Swiss initiative is concerned, last week, I had peak issues with Dr. Christopher Formunyu of the National Democratic Institute over a tweet that you put out there. Dr. Formunyu was essentially picking issues with the Swiss for a phone call that the president of the Swiss Federation put to Paul Biya. If that wasn't enough pressure for the president of the Swiss Federation to pick the phone and call Paul Biya to say, we are still waiting for you to come to table. If that wasn't enough pressure, I don't know what it was. Yet, people like Dr. Chris Formunyu, instead of appreciating what the the Swiss president was doing, pick issues with the Swiss as though the Swiss have both the knife and the yam. Instead of putting pressure on Mr. Biya, using his office, the National Democratic Institute that has a lot of influence on the leadership in Africa. No, they are not doing that. They are instead telling the Swiss that, oh, you know what? You are, they're instead telling the Swiss that your inability to force Biya to table is hindering us other chances in America. Dr. Chris Fomonyu has not told anybody what chances that we have in this struggle in America. What we know the Americans are suggesting through the Senate and through the Congress is a federal one Cameroon. That's why you see Cohen all over the place. Cohen, Ambassador Cohen all over the place. No, Dr. Chris, we are not looking for an American solution that gives us one Cameroon, a federal Cameroon of 10 states or 20 states. That is not what we are looking for. We want you to use your position as the African director for the National Democratic Institute to lobby all the powers or the leaders we have in Africa to put pressure on Mr. Biya to go to the negotiation table, not picking issues with the Swiss who are doing their best to bring Biya to table. You can join them, sir, to do exactly what they are trying to do. That was my point. All right, I take the next caller. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the lines are open. Go ahead and make your phone calls. I see lots of you have called, and I missed the call. All right. Okay, let me get this caller. I need calls on ground zero, please. Hello, sir.
Mr. Chris, good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. May I know where you're calling from, please?
Well, I'm calling from ground 2. I'm calling from Gabon, but I cannot give my ID card.
No, I'm not asking for your ID, I'm just asking where you're calling from. So what's your contribution, sir?
Yeah, I'm just want to ask a question. For this draft, is it compulsory that we have to pay, everybody have to pay the $1,000, or you pay from what you have?
That's a good question. We encourage everybody to try to make it to 1,000. That will help a lot. However, if you cannot afford 1,000, whatever you can afford will be appreciated. And remember, when you draft for 1,000, you don't have to pay it at the instant. You can pay it in installments until it is exhausted.
Okay, but we in Africa, we don't have that your pay back. So if we are paid,
yes.
Well, in Africa, we don't have that their pay back. So if we are paying, so you have to give us direction that we have to pay.
Yes. What is your county, sir?
I'm calling from Gabon.
No, your county, your county in Ambazonia. Okay, so you would have to contact the leadership of the BLM county, and they will give you directives on how to pay.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thanks for the call. Okay. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Chris.
Good afternoon, sir. May I know where you're calling from, please?
Yeah, this is Fidelis calling from DC.
Okay, what is your contribution, sir?
Yeah, I just want to make something clear. You know, I have listened to people who were against the Swiss talk after the tweet of the president of the Swiss Confederation. They started saying that if the Swiss is ready to negotiate, they should tell Biya to release this, to do this, to do this. Let me say something. A mediator is a neutral person, and only the political will of the two parties can bring them to table. And apart from that, the only thing that can follow can be a sanction by the international community to sanction any party that is a signatory to their, like La Republic, who is a signatory to most of this international community. So the Swiss don't have a right to go pursuing this party or this party to come to table. No, the political will of the two parties, and if they discover that it is not going, then the international community now will sanction either of the party who is refusing to come to the table. It's not the place of the Swiss. So when I see people saying these things, it's just that they don't know what they are doing. The Swiss is just like a mediator, and it is a neutral person.
Well, you see, that is a problem with our intellectuals. All these people in the doctors, professors suits. You think that they have some common sense. No, they don't. No. They know the right thing, but they just would not do the right thing. Yeah. Instead of joining the Swiss to add to the pressure the Swiss are already putting on the regime, they are saying, oh, the Swiss should do this, do that.
They said they are the one now helping La Republic to stay away from the negotiation table. They are the ones helping La Republic, because La Republic now will be telling them that no, they are divided, they are not together, so we cannot come to the table. They are the people helping La Republic. How do they expect Swiss, who is a neutral mediator, to go and be asking this La Republic to come to the table? They can put a pressure, but it is not their full right to bring La Republic to the table. It is the
all right, thank you. Thank you for the call. I got to be rounding up soon. Let me get a few more callers. Okay, I want to get a call from Ground Zero. I hope they have electricity. I have not received a single call from Ground Zero today. Hello, sir.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, please, you are live. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Germany.
And what is your contribution, sir?
So I just wanted to make a contribution regarding the Swiss talk, just clearing a little bit the space. Most people, especially we the Africans, we don't understand the role that Switzerland plays in global economy and security. The Swiss, as a country in itself, not only through its financial power, is kind of a united nation in itself. So you would rather want to have a negotiation backed by the Swiss than you have a negotiation backed by France or England. Reason being that the Swiss are the only country who are able, if you table your demands, for example, like Ambazonia might go to the table and say, we want this. The Swiss is capable of bringing people to the table, the US, France, England, and say, hey, this is the voice, this is what these guys have said, take that in consideration. But if you have somebody like France go, France will be going there with the biased mind. So people need to understand the role that Switzerland plays, not only with respect to our revolution, but its position in the world. No nation in the world can attack Switzerland by itself, not because they have the strongest army, it's just because of its vital position in the world. So when people come online and start talking about, hey, you know, Switzerland, it's we don't want to go to the Swiss talk, they're favoring this, it's because historically, they don't understand the role Switzerland plays in the balance of power in the world. And
absolutely.
I would pledge most Ambazonians, if you're listening, take your time, go online and read the history of Switzerland and why Switzerland is in the position it is in the world today. And if you get that understanding, that background, you will understand why it is our best chance. Not our best chance because Switzerland is a friend to Ambazonia, no. It's because if they come to the table, they are capable of tabling our demands for us, rather than having a UK or a France. Because if the UK connives with France tomorrow and say they want to broker some kind of discussion with La Republique, this might be bad news for us, because we don't trust
the UK, we don't trust the French, and that's not to say we trust any other country, because every one of these countries has a diplomatic relationship with French Cameroon.
Exactly. You're absolutely right with that, and that's the reason why Switzerland is our best chance, and we have to really appreciate the fact that they are taking this initiative, because it could be at some point they say, okay, we are no colony to Cameroon. We would not even get into the mix of trying to broker any type of discussion between these two parties. So it is for us and for people who haven't fallen behind it, take your time, read your history, and then re-evaluate your position. It is for our benefit. So this is just my contribution that I wanted to make.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for the call, sir. Appreciate it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I get one more caller and we'll call it a day. I shall be coming back to you tomorrow, 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. Amba. I'll let you know. Let me take the last caller from London. Hello, sir. Hello.
Yes, sir. I just want to thank you for the marvelous job. I know you are not tired. You are always strong and going.
Thank you. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from the UK.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, sir.
My name is King Pitin. Yes.
All right.
I just want to thank you once again that you are doing just the right thing that you are doing. And you talked about the award, Ambazonian World Draft. I just want to let Ambazonians know that this is the best thing to do. Get to your county and get yourself drafted. Because be counted among it's just like when they were doing the tax collection in the days of the Israelites doing the biblical tax collection. Joseph was carrying Mary to go and taxes and pay the taxes in his country in his own region. So do the same thing, carry your own tax and go and pay it in your region and be counted.
Absolutely.
If you don't do this, our boys and girls will not be able to support and sustain and protect our people. So do the right thing, and we will get to Buea very soon. Thanks very much.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for the call. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we will call it a day today. I look forward to coming back with you tomorrow with some interesting guests. I shall be coming to you this week, possibly for the next 3 days. Shall be live with you there's a lot to talk about. There is a lot to discuss, and I hope I'll be able to do so. Sorry once more, Dieudonné Esomba could not come on. I will get back to him. I know something happened. He will come back. So please stay tuned, stay glued to ABC, and I will be back with you.
You need a financial instrument that provides a hedge against inflation, 100% guarantees that you will not lose your money, has tax-free growth and distribution, the ability to take an interest-free loan, avoids probate, provides creditor protection, guarantees your family that your income will be replaced should you die, helps you protect yourself financially against chronic, critical, and terminal illness, and of course allows you to take money anytime for any reason at any age without a tax penalty. You need only as little as $50 to invest per month. Contact Irene Fombo, tel 513-5014-177 or send an email to irenenpmsn@gmail.com.
Are you tired of going from dealership to dealership looking for that used car that perfectly fits both your lifestyle and your budget? Are you bored with the same old tactics, the same old styles, and the same old disappointments when you don't find exactly what you want? Are you frustrated because of bad credit or tired of being rejected of in-house financing? Are you tired of going from garage to garage for a car? How about that filthy old car that you used to drive? Are you done? welcome to the new experience. Barico Auto Sales has sold and financed cars to over 50,000 people across the country. Our exclusive in-house financing model allows us to provide flexible options for all. Enjoy low rates, free pickup, and award-winning customer service. Reserve today. Barico Auto helps make car renting easy and seamless for all of our customers. Our financing options allow you to shop our vehicle inventory for the exact used car, truck, or van that best fits your needs. Car selection and customer satisfaction are of great importance to us. We provide the best mechanical repairs, and our services take just minutes. Detail your car with us and get out of that filthy old smell and into something sweet. We will even do your oil change at the lowest rate. And please do not forget that with Barico Auto Sale, you own and drive your car before you even have to pay us. So come on down and visit us and drive away with your new car.
Barico Autos, own and drive before you pay. 240-486-4664.
I serve a God who is powerful. Hallelujah. I serve a God who is mighty. This God is a good God. Hallelujah. You can call him a miracle. I serve a God who is powerful. Hallelujah. I serve a God who is mighty. This God is a good God. Hallelujah. You can call him a miracle. When I think about it, this that you done, and I
listen carefully. Chinese are ruling the Chinese land. Japan is ruled by Japanese. England is governed by Englishmen. America is governed by Americans. So, Africa must be ruled by Africans. I wanna know the land. We must rule from Cape to Cairo. We must rule our purpose land. I say, we want to know who owns the land. I want to know who owns the land. Hustler, hey, Papa-hustler, Papa-hustler, Papa-hustler. It must be free. Angola want to know who owns the land. Mozambique want to know who owns the land. Namibia want to know who owns the land. I say, Soweto want to know who owns the land. Zimbabwe want to know who owns the land. African freedom fighters want to know who owns the land. Papa's land. Now listen to the history. We've been here since creation. We've been here since creation. What else do you know? Since the time of sun and sun. Since the time of moon and stars. Since the time of air and sea. Since the time of men and things. We must run from Cape to Cairo. I said, we must rule our purpose land. Purpose land. Oh! Okay now. Now I want to talk to my people. Iradanila, oh, I will know. Yeah, Iradanila, oh, I will know. Now we are the crossroads. On the Femo,